Well, we have had a relatively easy start with Real Betis, but this is our first big test, and that is against Real Madrid. Hello, welcome to Club 3, Part 2 of the Global Explorer. Coming up in today's episode, we do obviously have our probably one of the toughest games so far at the moment until we play the likes of Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, but we will be playing Real Madrid and our other league fixture against Real San Sebastian. But since we joined Real Betis or Hispalis, our form has been pretty good. We got the wins against the likes of Granada, Girona, and Vigo. Couple defeats along the way against Pamplona and Espanyol, but Europa League has been going very, very well. We did qualify for the round of 16, which we do face Fiorentina, so the second leg of that round will be coming up in the next episode. But we got a 0-0 draw against Feyenoord, and we beat Young Boys by 1-0, which if we take a look at the league phase, we did finish, obviously, we finished inside the top 8. I don't think we can I just get to the league table? League phase. We finished third in the league behind Newcastle and Dortmund, who I reckon we stand a very good chance of getting to the semi-finals. Obviously, we did a few chances. Didn't do too many chances. We sold a few players. Roberto is one of our backup players. He's gone to Palermo for 525k, which came from our youth system. Never going to get into the squad. We've also learned out Jose Manuel Ferrando. He's joined the Derby on loan. Potentially, there is an optional future fee attracted to him, so potentially £17 million move if he does decide to go there. Danny Perez, another one of our backups, has joined Cagliari on loan for the rest of the season. He's out of contract at the end of it, so I don't think we'll renew it. Then we have brought in two players. First one being Lisandro Centino, who's a Mexican right back, 2 stars of co-ability, 3 stars of potential decent first division player, can potentially be a leading first division player, which is all right. He comes in from AS Monaco for a fee of £13 million. I suspect we probably overpaid for him, but I'm sure we can. As long as we don't make a massive loss on him, I don't really mind. We're allowed to have a flop here and there, so that was my first signing. Then our next signing was much better. That is Guga, who's a Brazilian centre back, 4 stars of current ability, leading first division play. He's not going to improve anymore, but he's still fairly youngish. He comes in from Real Madrid, who have made a slight loss of him. We've signed him for £27.5 million. I mean, look at his value. He looks very, very good, and he's been playing most of the games since he signed, and he's looked very, very, very good. We have sort of started on next season already. We do have Furman coming in, who's a 34-year-old central midfielder, can play out on the wings, but as he's aging, he'll probably be more used in the midfield, so he's coming joining from Spurs on a free transfer at the end of beginning of next season. So we might try and do a few more transfers for next season, try and get ourselves a bit more ahead, because we've still got plenty of money to spend. I should probably show you the league table. We are currently ninth in the league, so not a bad start, not a bad place to be. We're only a few points off 7th place, which should hopefully get us into the Conference League, maybe 6th place, just to be on the safe side. Then, obviously, if we win the Europa League, we will be in the Champions League. But let's focus on the league for now. This is the lineup for our match against Los Blancos or Real Madrid. It is Medina in goal, a back four of Centino, Maidment and Guga, and obviously Leno. Then we've got Prente at the base of the midfield. Then supporting, we've got Costa Silva and Hernandez. Then we've got Sergio on the right, Pablo Garcia out the left, and Shantu up front, who is wanted by a whole host of a few clubs there in one of each country. So I'd like to. And Shantu has been actually quite good for us since we've joined. I don't really want to sell him in the summer, but if we can get in another decent striker, because this is the problem we face. The starting 11 pretty good, but the backups, that's where we're struggling. We don't really have any decent reserves. Ryan Flamingo is probably the best out of the reserves. We've got a few decent ones here and there, but we don't really have any standout players that could actually play if when we need to, because that's probably the problem the previous manager had. The start 11 good, but the reserves absolutely well, yeah, absolutely rubbish. I was going to say swear. I was going to swear, but yeah, I wasn't going to do. I shouldn't do that. But let's just see if we could try and get a decent result against Real Madrid. I mean, looking at the stats, we haven't had a bad start. 4 shots, 1 on target. If one of those shots can potentially go into the back of the net, I don't know. We could be in for an upset here, but I don't really know how good Real Madrid are. I know I did see their previous result against Real Madrid was a 2-2 draw, so are Real Madrid beatable? At the moment, they are, because the Jantu has put us 1 goal up, 17 minutes on the clock, and we have taken our lead against Real Madrid on a positive mentality, may I ask. Not a cautious mentality, a positive mentality. That was a very simple goal. What a start we have had. If we can get a second goal, I'm not saying we will. If we can get a second goal before half time, that would be absolutely unbelievable. Because Real Madrid, I mean, I personally think they're the best team in the world, but apparently, according to this, we're better than them at the moment. Rest says, Incom, that was a bit of a questionable rollout from him. And Jantu, now to Garcia, that could have been, perhaps should have been 2-0, but we do win the corner, which Jantu is going to whip in. That's not a bad delivery, but he couldn't quite. If it does fall to Hernandez, is he going to have a shot? Oh my God, it's gone into the back of the net. It's taken an absolute wicked deflection, but we are 2-0 up against Real Madrid. Who did that even come off? Did it come off one of their players? I presume it did. That's a bit harsh. Who did it come off with? Alina, whoever he is. I don't know who he is. He's a defensive midfielder, Juan Carlos Alina. I do feel sorry for him. He's only 19, and he's just scored I personally think it should have just gone down as an own goal, but it has been awarded to Hernandez, which, whether or not that initial shot was on target, I presume it was. Real Madrid have been absolutely awful this first half. I don't know what's going on here, but we're performing really well. I don't know if I think that's probably, well, we are at home. I do want to try and make this stadium a sort of fortress where teams come here and struggle, like Real Madrid, where they've had 3 shots, 0 on target. They haven't had any shots on target, so I don't really see them. They might get 1 goal back, but I think we're going to get the 3 points, and I can confidently say that, because Real Madrid have been absolutely awful. We are definitely going to get the 3 points. Half an hour left to go. Real Madrid not really fighting back. Garcia is going to make way for Such, who, I didn't realise this, but he's only a loan player. He's not even our player. I didn't know that at all up until very recently. We will also get Oprente for Altasano, who will be leaving us in the summer when his contract expires. I think he's also, I think he's agreed to join somewhere. I can't remember who, but he definitely has agreed a contract elsewhere. Don't know if it's in the Spanish leagues. I don't think it is. Medina with a very simple save. And can we go on the attack and possibly grab a 3rd goal, which will definitely seal all the 3 points against Real Madrid, who are doing a little bit more work in the second half. I think they've had 5 shots and 1 on target this second half. Obviously, in the first half, they only managed to get the 1 shot on goal, which absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. I presume they have lost all their key players since the start of the save, and Such has found himself in a decent space. If he had got to the ball and got taken down, that's a penalty all day long, but I don't think it's going to matter. Sergio goes round his player. Oh my God, that could have been 3-0. That almost certainly would have been, I think it probably is the game wrapped up, but a third goal would have really rubber stamped our victory. But 10 minutes left to go. We are going to make a couple more changes. We're going to get off Centino. Ortiz is going to come on. That's the one area we tried to strengthen. I thought Centino was a little bit better, but I mean, we're beating Real Madrid, so I think the squad is fine. I think we can just about hold on until the end of the season. I think we'll get off one of the midfielders. Costa Silva is going to make way for Bessie, who probably will be another player on his way out at the end of the season, because let's be honest, he's not great. I mean, none of our midfielders are really great, but the two starting ones are, yeah, they're all right. I wouldn't say they're world class, but at the moment they look like they're world class, especially Hernandez. Obviously had that second goal, but hopefully we can try and just hold on to this clean sheet. Oscar, with a bit of space, can we just get the ball out? Are we going to get the ball out? Hernandez, that's a decent goal from Milos Milicevic, who does manage to get one goal back for Real Madrid. I doubt very much they're going to get an equaliser, but it is Real Madrid. You never know what they can do in the space of a few seconds. How we do manage to hold on to the win. Didn't get that clean sheet we were all hoping for, but absolutely a brilliant result. I thought that was going to be a tougher test, but no, Real Madrid, despite the fact they're like third in the league, I don't think they're challenging for the title. They're far from it. They're 9 points behind Barcelona, but absolutely brilliant. Hernandez, you were absolutely brilliant. And Hernandez isn't really a centre midfielder. He's more of a winger, but he performed really well in that game. And Sergio, absolutely class. Sergio has been given a new contract. I think we gave him a new contract. Either way, he deserves one, even if we didn't give one or not. But let's see if we can carry on this winning momentum with a win against San Sebastian. The lineup for our match against Real San Sebastian, it will be Medina in goal, a back four of Centino, Mayman, Guga, Leno, Puente as the base of a midfield, who is progressing along quite nicely. Obviously got that 4.5 star potential, but already classed as a 3-star player. Looks like a very good defensive midfielder we've got on our hands. And supporting him, obviously we've got Hernandez and Costa Silva there. We've got Sergio on the right, Pablo Garcia on the left, and Shantu up front. Well, he's had 10 goals this year. I feel like most of the goals he has scored have probably been since while I've come in charge, because he's been absolutely phenomenal. I don't know how I don't know why they sacked the other managers, because I don't feel like they were doing terribly bad, but since I've come in and taken them to the next level, I must admit the teams are warming up for quite a long time, so hopefully we can get on to a good start. Obviously we did beat Real Madrid in the next game, so I feel like we can probably beat every team in the league now. Maybe I think we probably sort of I don't think we underestimated Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid underestimated us, because I think on our day we could beat any team that comes up in front of us. And Leno with the strike that should have been a little bit lower. If it's on target, that's a goal all day long, but a decent start. That should have been, I mean, could have taken a little bit more time with the strike. I don't think he really had anyone closing him down, but if we could get a few more shots on goal like that by the time half time comes around, Garcia does have a free kick. If we could get it towards the back post where Jantu was lurking, and he does go down, and we should have a penalty. Not that anyone was going to get anywhere near the ball, but we will be given penalty has been awarded. So like I expected that it should be. There's a lot of pushing and shoving in the air, and Jantu is going to step up for the penalty. Really score it. I hope he does, and he just about got there. I feel like this San Sebastian goalkeeper, I think he got maybe fingertips to it, maybe even a hand to it, and Jantu just about put the ball into the back of the net. Yeah, Sabir, the goalkeeper, nearly got there. If he had just had a stronger hand in front of it, it was quite a weak penalty. I'm actually surprised he even found the back of the net. But we are 1-0 up against San Sebastian, who I don't even know where they are in the league. I could only presume they're in and around us, or they might be in a relegation battle, which, if they are, that is good news for us, and it should be a fairly simple game from here. Medina with the ball. Can we just get the ball upfield for someone to run onto? That someone could have been Hernandez, it could have been Enchantu, but the San Sebastian defenders did get their worst switch on and got the ball before we could get to it. And Banez now out wide to got it. Can we just try and do something? Try and get stuck in, prevent them from going on a some form of attack. Now Lisa has got the ball, who probably at the moment, it came up on the scout reports before the game, is probably their main danger man, and Prente nearly could have ran the ball into the back of his own net, but I think he probably knew what he was doing. Can we just try and get the ball back, please? Hopefully, if we can, if we're lucky, can we try and get a second goal before half-time, before San Sebastian get an equaliser with Barrera? Thankfully, I thought that was a decent chance for them. If it ends in a 1-0 win for us, I think that chance might have cost them a point, but thankfully they did put it just wide of the goal. And Jantu, can have put the ball into the box? I don't think we had really anyone in there. Sergio was in there at the back post, but apart from him, we only had the one player in the box, so he could have held the ball up for a little bit longer. And now San Sebastian, lovely ball over the top for Barrera. Can we try and get this one out? We do get it behind for a corner ball, where we're looking a bit sloppy in the closing stages of the first half, but it does look like we are just going to about make it to half-time with the 1-0 lead. It was an okay first half. By no means were we on form. No, I think we're very lucky to be 1-0 up. I think San Sebastian were very unlucky not to get a goal. He's got to be offside. Sultani must be disallowed, surely. The goal has been checked. The goal has been disallowed. Thank you, ref. I was going to say, look, we're completely off. From there, it looks tighter. Oh yeah, he's way offside. I think that's a bit harsh. I don't know how close he was, but yeah, thankfully the goal has been disallowed. We have this performance, despite the fact we are 1-0 up through the penalty of Enjanto, which thankfully he did score. I'm thankful for that, but we haven't put out the best performance today. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I don't really know where San Sebastian are in the table, which we should probably have checked before the game, but we're still in the lead. That's all that matters. But hopefully we can try and get a second goal. Though the stats don't fill me with a great amount of confidence. Sergio is going to make way for Lasser. I don't know whatever his name is. He's going to come on. And I think we'll also get off. We're going to get off Leno for Varadas, who's not really a left back, but he can sort of play out there. We didn't really ran out of time to get in a left back, which I'm slightly annoyed about because we don't have a decent left back, albeit Varadas sort of can play there. Again, he's another one of those, not really, he's an okay backup, but he's never going to start a game for Hispalis, not while I'm in charge. Maidment whips it forward, gives the ball straight to a Betis. No. Oh my god, I thought I was going to trickle its way over the line, but thankfully Medina is there with the catch. We need to get the ball upfield and hopefully, if possible, try and get a second goal. If not, try to just draw out these last 10 minutes or so and just hold on to the 1-0 win, because we don't deserve the win at all. I do feel like San Sebastian are getting close to an equaliser. We are going to make a couple defensive changes. Flamengo comes on for Magnant, and Altazano comes on for Puente. Garcia whips in the box, but nobody was at the back post. And Liso has got the ball. He goes back to Bilbao, and thankfully it's back to with their defence. And hopefully they can just keep the ball there for the rest of the game. But it's not going to work out like that. Franco plays the ball to Fritsch, and that's a great tackle. Puts the ball out for a corner. He had to time that tackle to perfection, because if he didn't, it would have been a penalty for San Sebastian, which probably would have led to an equaliser. Bilbao now to Bergeron. Can we just try and get the ball out? And somehow San Sebastian, from probably 10 yards out, has put the ball just wide of the goal. To be fair, the penalty area was quite crowded, so we had to go for placement instead of power. Medina just get the ball upfield. That's not a bad header from Varadas. Now to Costa Silva. This is looking very positive. Can we just get the ball into the box? Is it going to fall on top for Enchantu? It looked like it was, but the Sabir, the goalkeeper, did. He probably saved the day for San Sebastian, because if he didn't come out, I reckon that would have been a goal for Enchantu, because it was going to fall right on top of his head. Very unfortunate. Franco, thankfully, we do cut out the cross for yet another corner for San Sebastian, which by the looks of it, we are just, I think we've guaranteed ourselves a point. Haven't quite guaranteed ourselves the 3 points just yet, but the closer we get to the end of the game, the more confident I feel like we can just hold on to the 1-0 win. Laranga puts the ball into the back of the net. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to hold on, but that is the equaliser for San Sebastian. They've been knocking on the door for for absolutely ages. I thought they were going to get an equaliser in the first half, but it does end in a 1-1 draw, which I think, looking at the stats, I think San Sebastian on another day, I reckon they could have won that game, but I'm happy with the point. I'm really happy with that. I don't know where they are. Don't know whether they are in the league, whether there's some, I don't know if they're any rival with us. I don't know if we have any rivalries in this league, but that was I'd say it wasn't our best performance, despite the fact we did beat Real Madrid. Didn't play like that, but yeah, I mean, that's a huge game. They were 5th in the league. Obviously, a win in that game. If we managed to hold on to the 1-0 win, we would have been 5th, maybe 4th, but it's not a bad result. I take it. We're definitely on the up. I reckon that by the time of the next episode, which won't be long at all, I reckon we could potentially be 4th. I don't think we will be, but you never know. You never know. If we can just beat the simple teams like the likes of Gijon and Mallorca, I reckon we'll get there. So in the next episode, I don't know how many other league games I will potentially show you. So we will be focusing on the Europa League, where hopefully we can go on a run, and we will start off by hopefully knocking out Fiorentina. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.